Then again, accounts वाले बाबू आएंगे तो बोलेंगे ROI नहीं आया. You can't be a जुगाड़ू and win always.
No. Just not possible.
Just not possible. Building the right culture, the systems, the processes in your organization with the right team and the culture, I think will make the difference in your success, right?
You don't have to do extraordinary things.
Yeah.
You have to do small things,
But they could relate to.
Yes, and at regular intervals.
Yeah. How important is trust in an industry like you, education?
Hey, that's the only thing in our industry. Nothing more than that, nothing less than that.
Yeah. 1 hour, but you've given them value of more than 25 years.
Arey, once a teacher, always a teacher.
Hello, sir. Welcome to the Branding Circle. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you,
Fantastic.
Ankit, for calling me and talking to me.
Thank you so much, sir, for coming over and accepting my request for our very first and the inaugural episode of the Branding Circle, our podcast. I couldn't have thought of anyone else apart from you who would have made me comfortable in my very first episode, because I've started my career with you and we have had our shares of discussions about marketing, branding for your brand, for different other brands. And I thought, who other than Manoj sir to be with me on my very first episode, sir. So to begin with, sir, I would just like to know something about you that probably even I don't know in my journey of 4.5 years with you.
Thank you, Ankit, for making me the number one. It's a privilege to be here, very honestly. Seeing you grow right from those initial days till where you have reached. And then when I talk to you and I learn so much from you these days that I feel proud.
Thank you, sir.
Somewhere this person who started from such a level has reached greater heights and he is inspiring people. That in itself is a wonderful story. So, Ankit, congratulations for all that you have achieved. And going on, when we talk about, there will be so many things that we can talk about and
Absolutely.
we'll continue. But before everything, thank you for that wonderful introduction. But I very sincerely feel there is still a lot more to be achieved before being worthy of all those lovely appreciations that you all have showered on me. Thank you. But then it's a commitment. I'll not let you all down. I'll achieve more.
Absolutely, sir. Nothing less expected from you. And when you said you inspired, I am, sir, more anything than more. I am inspired by you because, as I mentioned, that my career, my journey started with you. So definitely you inspired, and now I want you to inspire our audiences, and so that they can benefit from this podcast.
See, it's only the matter of time. We keep on doing the work and people get inspired.
Yeah.
We are no one to inspire people. That's what I feel personally. We just keep on doing. And as we get inspiration from people, see, that's a human tendency. All those who want something to do learn very fast from all those sources which are just unimaginable. Like there are places and there are incidents where I have learned without even thinking or without even knowing that this could be possible.
Yeah.
And this is what happens in our day-to-day life.
Yeah.
So we are no one to inspire, but people are great because the generation now that has come up, they have been exposed to such lovely atmosphere and environment around that people can do wonders, and people are doing great.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's a very nice thing. And to be very honest, I get inspiration from this younger generation. People like you all have been doing great, and it inspires me.
Couldn't agree more to this, sir. The younger generation is phenomenal. The kind of exposure they have to content, to different ideas, and the way they are implementing it is amazing. So as you very rightly mentioned that जिसको करना है, he will find out a way. Whoever wants to do it, he'll find out a way.
True.
So this brings me to my very first question to you, sir. Can you share the inception journey of Nayak's tutorials? How you started and what led you to starting of Nayak's tutorials?
It's a long story, but I'll try to make it short. I started teaching very young. At the age of 18, I started teaching.
Wow.
It was once I started going to college. The first step was to be independent, fuel my college ka education ka fees.
Yeah.
So it all started from there because I wanted to pay for myself. And that teaching journey started from there. Then slowly, just like me, my brothers also started. Because if he is doing it, they also wanted to fund their own education. They also wanted to be independent. So they also started the same thing. And we were helping students and we were helping ourselves. Things were going on well.
Yeah.
Everything was fine. Then I got married. My wife also joined me. She is an exceptional teacher. And there were so many students who were coming at home. And our house was filled full of children. And then we thought कि this needs to go to the next level and we need to be a little more organized.
Right.
So that's how on 13th October, I remember.
Yeah. I still remember that date.
This was 2000. And for everyone, Friday the 13th is dreaded. For us, it was a great day. And we started. And then it was no looking back.
Absolutely.
So that's how it started, where we all slowly, we didn't even realize that this is happening. But then the students and the parents, they made it happen.
Yeah.
They trusted us so much. And some way it was because there is so much of trust, you should not let people down.
Absolutely.
So that made us do things better. And it started from there and it just took off. And then slowly, steadily, one after the other, there were more people in the team. We had a lovely team when we started. You know, that team is growing.
Growing, yeah.
Till date.
So sir, you spoke about trust. So now I would like to learn from you, how important is trust in an industry like you, education?
Arey, that's the only thing in our industry. Nothing more than that, nothing less than that.
Yeah.
Everything revolves around that.
Correct.
Because you see, when you're talking about education industry and parents, I feel for the parents, the most important thing is their kid.
Absolutely.
Is their child.
Yeah.
And if that parent is handing his most precious thing in life to you and telling, please take care of this most precious thing, so you need to understand the amount of trust that parent has on you.
Yeah.
And from there, next, when the child comes to you, he looks at you as a parent.
True.
So the next is the trust that the child has on you.
True.
So it's only trust, I believe. That is the most important thing.
Agree. So sir, if someone who is wanting to start a business, I won't say a business, but someone wanting to start an educational institute, what would be your advice to them for trust?
See, what I would say is, if you're getting into the industry, the most important thing is you get into the industry only if you are passionate about it, only if you like being with the students,
Yeah.
only if you have the patience of not getting irritated by all those silly small little things that they do. They are small complaints, they are small irritable habits. Only then get into this. Next is think about what this kid is going to do in the future. So if you can mold that kid and make him a asset to the society,
Yeah.
not just in terms of numbers and not just in terms of marks, there is much more that you can do to the students,
Absolutely, I agree.
because they are like a sponge. They could absorb so much.
So much.
So how much you are giving them, what you are giving them, and how much you are willing to give them. Please don't see ki what is the amount of fees that you have taken, or equate that money to the service. You keep on doing this,
Yeah.
the other thing will follow.
That's why I said not looking at the business aspect of it, but the trust.
Very true.
Yeah. So this brings me to my next question about initially when you started Nayak's Tutorials, what were the strategies that you employed to build your brand as Nayak's Tutorials? Because in today's world, and I believe in the times when even you started, right, 13th October. So building a brand was equally important and is going to be equally important. So what strategies you employed in those days to build your brand and to build your name in the industry and the education community?
See, I'll tell you, we all, that is I, my brother, my wife, all, come from a family of teachers. If you take our previous generation, 80% of them were teachers.
Oh,
So
in
that-
your family?
Yes. And because of that, teaching comes very natural to us.
True.
Not only teaching, getting connected to the students and feeling for the students comes very natural to us. So actually, we are teachers first. I'll tell you very honest. I'm a teacher even today.
Today, yeah.
Not a businessman. The businessman is somewhere who comes only for few hours in a
When
day.
the accountant shows up.
Yes. Otherwise, it's only the teacher.
Yeah.
That is. And what we did was, it was just simple. Ki, as a teacher, I tried to give my best, see to it that all my students become worthy tomorrow, irrespective of whatever career they take up. Because I feel your numbers and marks are just one aspect.
True.
But the most important thing is, how does the personality shape up?
Yeah.
I train them in such a way that they are more disciplined, they are more hardworking,
Yeah.
they understand the value of sincerity. Now, these are the attributes that I want the students to have. Once they have this, I think they can beat any race and they can take up any competition and they'll be ready for it. And in doing that, you not only teach them maths, but you also motivate them, you also inspire them. And that's where the things change. And that's where you have students who come up and tell you after a few years, ki, sir, I'm doing this, but there is something that you did which triggered
And
me
changed
today.
something inside me.
Yes. And that's the time where you get that satisfaction.
Yeah.
So it's not the bank balance, it's
Absolutely.
that satisfaction. So for anyone who wants to get into this industry, please, if you want to be happy with this, don't search happiness in the accountant's books.
In the business aspect
Yes.
of it.
Look at the happiness in the children's eyes. Then your whole idea and the perspective changes. And with every day you will feel like working.
Yeah.
Because you see that happiness every day twinkling there.
Yes. And that is what will, I think,
Motivate
you and help you keep going in the right direction.
Correct.
True. So, sir, we started in the year 13th October 2000, right? So, when was it that you realized that yes, Nayak's Tutorials is now a brand, is now a known name in the education industry? When was it? Maybe not the year, but some situation or some things that happened, and then you realized कि yes, boss, कुछ तो किया है education industry में.
See, it was, I believe, 2-3 years down the lane. And I was traveling to a place, and a remote place in India, and it was winters, so it was an off season, and we were traveling there to have peace of mind. There, when we were traveling, there we met someone out of the blue, and that person recognized me.
Wow.
So you felt like a celebrity sort of a feeling, and that's the time when I realized, yes,
the
you're
first
doing something
goosebumps
good.
that you get, right?
Yes, that you're doing something good, and people are recognizing it.
Yeah.
So that was it. And then, so every few days, some incident happens where you feel so nice and you feel so proud that your students are doing so well.
Yeah. Superb. So, sir, I remember, when we were, and when I was working with Nayaks, I remember we were, I think, we expanded, I think, to 2 states, I think 5+ cities, and I think, if I'm not wrong, 80+ branches till then, right? Within a very short span of time, right? So, can you tell us what should one look at if they want to start a business and if they want to grow their branches in different cities? What aspects or what strategies should they imply when they are expanding to different cities or different geographies?
Now, every city has its own speciality.
Agree.
Let's realize that.
Yes.
And every city has its own way of working.
Yeah.
And especially when it comes to the education sector, it becomes still very varied. Mumbai is different from Pune. Pune is different from Kolhapur. When we went to Baroda, it was altogether different. So, first when we started with the same Mumbai mindset.
Right.
And then it took us a little more time to establish there. And that's the time when we realized that we are doing something wrong, because we were trying to replicate this formula.
Yeah.
Teaching remains the same.
Correct.
Love for the students remains the same.
True.
But I'm talking about the brands.
Brand.
When you have to make that brand there and you want that brand to be seen and people to register, then the style is different. They have every small, and you don't have to do extraordinary things.
Yeah.
You have to do small things
Which
but
they could relate to.
Yes, and at regular intervals.
Yeah.
Most important is the frequency.
Yeah. Do you recollect any example from your expansion to a particular city and what you did there?
Now, in one city, when we started, there was hardly recognition and there was hardly any. Then, along with the teaching part, what we did was we had in the summer vacation, we called all the students. We had a acting workshop.
Oh.
Acting workshop. And then we shot a small film.
Wow.
For 20 minutes. And we showed it to their parents first.
Okay.
And then this film was so very popular that schools started asking,
Wow.
"Ki show it," because see, small places for them, big screen is
Yeah.
a different feel altogether.
Absolutely.
So then it was shown in different schools,
Oh.
all the schools. We had to go to schools and show.
So you created a pull for your brand.
So then it was a different feel, and then people started looking us as something different,
Yeah.
something huge.
Wow. And it must be, I'm sure, a tier 2 city of India for sure.
Yes,
And probably
yes.
in Maharashtra.
Yes.
I can probably recollect the name, but yes, we leave it for some other day.
Some other day.
So, sir, when you were expanding, right, I think I joined when we were somewhere in the range of around 70 branches odd. Okay? And when you were expanding, so what were some challenges that you faced? So this, the example that you gave that related to a particular city's expansion, but as on a brand level, when you were expanding, what were some of the challenges that you faced maybe internally, and how did you tackle those challenges?
See, challenges are a part of life. You need to be ready for it. And every day is going to be a new question mark
Yeah.
where you have to find an answer for it. That's how life is. That's how business is.
Correct.
And every business entrepreneur will agree to this.
True.
So challenges are going to be there and will always be there. But then it's your team which helps you, your trusted people
Yeah.
who are there. You might have to sometimes shake up the system that we are following.
Yeah.
You will have to come up with a new system, or you might have to tweak little things at different places depending upon what is right. And many a times, the most important thing is you conceive an idea and you feel this is right and this is workable, and that's why you keep on working on it.
Yeah.
And you fear कि slight change might affect the whole thing.
True.
And you overdo things to such an extent that you keep on, you drag it till it gets to a very bad position. So be bold,
Yeah.
take decisions. Sometimes it works, sometimes it might not.
Yeah.
But you can always take one more decision.
Absolutely.
Nobody stops you. And your team also realizes कि there are chances that we might go wrong, and there is nothing wrong in accepting that you made a
Absolutely.
mistake.
Absolutely. I think overthinking kills majority of the
Yes. And
growth plans.
overcommitting also to a
Overcommitting as well.
particular idea.
Yeah.
Because
Because people don't want to accept the failure and they just want to continue the same path, right?
you need to introspect. There could be leakages in the system. There could be leakages. There could be stoppages. There could be slight challenges, which needs only small. The only thing that needs is a detailed observation and slight changes. That's what I feel.
That's all. So, sir, when you were talking about the challenges and tackling those challenges, I think a couple of times you mentioned how your team was important and it helped you navigate through those challenges. So, can you probably throw some light on how, because I've experienced this in tutorials, that the culture at our workplace was amazing. So, how important building the right culture is for your growth?
That's the most important thing. Yeah, I'll make it very, very simple. You see, when Indians travel abroad, they go there,
Yeah.
they make their name for themselves,
Correct.
they do wonders there.
Yeah.
There are so many Indian students in the US, UK, Canada, Australia doing well. And the main reason for them is they not only know maths or not only know the dynamics of business, but they have taken the values and culture from here,
Yeah.
and that they have imbibed
Correct.
and they have kept it. So it's the value and the culture that will take you long.
True.
In any field.
Any field, yeah.
In any field. So same thing when you're talking about the organization, it has to be built on certain values, certain culture,
True.
has to be developed so that everyone is aligned,
Yeah.
everyone moves in the same direction. You will always have temptations to do things faster, and the shortcuts will be seen.
Yeah.
But these shortcuts don't always help.
Work.
No?
Yeah.
Or they work only for a shorter period of time.
Correct.
If you're thinking about a long term thing, no shortcut.
Absolutely.
There is no lift. You have to take the ladder.
Ladder, absolutely. You can't be a jugadu and win always.
No. Just not possible.
Just not possible.
Impossible.
Building the right culture, the systems, the processes in your organization with the right team and the culture, I think will make the difference in your success, right? I still remember, sir, the culture of equality that we had at Nayak's, where even an office boy, we used to call them sir or madam.
Yes.
Right? So everyone was treated equally, and I am 100% sure when I last visited, everyone is still treated equally, so that everyone feels respected for their job that they are doing, and they are part of the family and not just an employee.
No job is small.
Yeah.
Every screw of the car is needed to be at the right place
Yeah.
for the whole car to function.
Absolutely.
One nut bolt loosens up, you will have some or the other problem coming up.
True.
So the whole thing has to be intact.
Yeah.
And see, people work for two things: money
Yeah.
and self-respect.
Respect.
Wherever anyone works, he will always get the money.
True.
If you can give them self-respect, I think you have done something.
I cannot agree more to this. And this I think had kept us moving in the right direction even when we were working, and the team that was there at that time. Yeah. So, sir, now talking about competition, I think every business has competition, right? And education, though we call it education, institutes, and a very noble profession, but at the end of the day, we have to run the business, right?
You need money for it.
We need money for it, right? And in business, obviously, there is competition, correct? So, according to you, what was one of the biggest competition that you faced in the industry? And do you feel EdTech is a competition, or technology in education is a competition?
Now, here there are two different questions here.
Yeah.
And now, one is the EdTech part.
Yeah.
EdTech is no competition for a teacher. See, Ankit, teaching is an emotion, boss.
Right.
Understand that. So it's only a person with blood and flesh in front of the students
Yeah.
can express it. Teaching is different from content.
Yeah.
EdTech can give you content, but only a teacher can teach.
Yeah.
That is the basic difference. So EdTech will not replace a teacher,
Right.
but it's a very good add-on to have to make the teaching more illustrative,
Okay.
to make the teaching more impactful.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I have to draw something on the board, it will take so much of time, and I don't know how well I can draw that.
Draw. Yeah.
But if I use an EdTech platform, use some live examples, or I
Right.
can show them live references, the impact is very different.
Right.
So for the content, yes, but teaching, no. Teaching is a teacher, only a guru, only a teacher can teach. So teacher will never be replaced.
Replaced.
People thought that teachers can be replaced. And that is where the EdTechs came into force
Yeah.
with so much of
Money and
money
funding.
and then funding, because they thought it is scalable.
Scalable. Yeah.
But no, a teacher has his limitation, and without a teacher, without the emotion, a student cannot learn.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about the learning.
Yeah.
It's about shaping, molding the kids. And for that, there are so many more aspects.
So if I want to sum this up, you want to say that teaching is not complete without emotion, and
100%.
technology in education cannot replace emotion,
Yes.
right? Teachers will have to be an integral part of
Yes.
education,
Any day.
and shaping anyone's career, right? So it is not wrong in saying that education and technology will go hand in hand.
Yes, very much. And they should go hand in hand. And that is what COVID taught us, no?
Yeah.
Because once we went through the COVID era, we realized, or rather we were forced,
Yeah.
because we were conventional teachers.
Correct.
We were forced to adapt to so many new ideas. So now, combining all of them, blending everything, the result, the output has gone to the next level. So it's become so very easy and so much more effective.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's becoming time saving, because with so
Yeah.
much of stress that these kids have,
Correct.
any time you save is going to be the time for themselves. Their me time increases.
True.
So that's the place where this helps.
This helps. So, sir, as you mentioned, COVID, right? I think a lot has been said about COVID and how brands and businesses tackled the situation of COVID and still kept the businesses running, or still kept the learning part of it, if you want to talk about going, right? How did you handle the situation in COVID? And how can one handle a situation if something like this again arises in future? How should one handle that situation?
Times are going to be difficult,
Yeah.
and times change. So the good times will go, the bad times will come, but the most important thing is the bad times will also go.
True.
It's only how you handle that period defines whether you are worthy of being in the better times.
I agree.
So during those times, you need to assess your situations. Don't break down. It's going to be very challenging. But at the same time, that gives you an opportunity to learn so much.
Yeah.
So you learn, try to get new ways, new ideas, which can help us better,
Yeah.
create new products, come up with innovations.
Okay.
That will change. And once these things happen, and suddenly the good times comes,
Yeah.
then you are at a pace which is much higher.
Yeah. Completely agree. So sir, as you don't see technology as a very big competition to education, but it will go hand in hand in the future.
Yes.
Where do you see this collaboration happening so that the learning never stops, or learning never goes in a wrong direction, and the emotional balance is also maintained? Where do you see this collaboration happening in future with technology and education? Because I think many brands have tried to decipher this formula, but I don't think anyone has
No one
succeeded as yet.
No one has been successful in this.
Yeah.
And I don't think so anyone will be successful. So it's only matter of time, I feel,
Okay.
कि people will start realizing कि this is the way.
Okay.
You cannot learn without a teacher.
True.
A machine cannot teach you.
Right.
So that's going to be a challenge.
Right. So when you say machine, you're talking about AI?
AI, yes. It's going to be interaction. It's
Yeah.
going to be, I know AI is going to be the next thing.
Yeah.
And there'll be so much of evolution in that area as well.
Yeah.
But how much? Emotions are so many.
So many. Yeah.
How do you generalize that? How do you identify that? And how do you pinpoint that?
Correct.
Because emotion is a reaction.
True.
Now, how that right reaction comes is where the whole thing is.
Yeah.
And even when that right reaction comes, when it comes from an object or a screen, that reaction has got a different value. And when it comes from a human,
Yeah.
the
Human
reaction,
standing in front of you. Right?
the reaction has got a different value. So I feel that the reaction might also be there,
Yeah.
but the value for the same reaction
Might not be the same. Because I think every child is different and every child's reaction to a particular emotion is going to be different. And judging that on just a small screen with so many windows around is going to be difficult.
Yes. And the thing is, along with that, you have got the other flip side of it also. No? The window is open. The window takes you to different directions.
Yeah.
And then you don't know where you end up.
Where you end up. Yeah.
So there is so much of
Distractions.
Yes, distractions, and there are so much of options that you have.
Yeah.
But when the human is there, at least you're forced to avoid the
Distractions. And the teacher, or as we call the humans who are standing in front of you, they are the ones who will bring you back and put you on the right direction.
True.
Right. So, sir, again, you spoke about AI and we discussed AI. Have you come across any groundbreaking product in education which is built with AI or with AI around it, which you see would be helpful to the education industry?
I'd seen robot teacher.
Okay.
The teacher goes inside the class, teaches,
Okay.
explains the students,
Mm-hmm.
and with the screen, all the things. So that was a very good thing.
Okay.
But again, it's a new way of delivering a content.
Not emotion.
I doubt. I might be wrong, or I might be too naive to say this. I don't know, but my personal feeling.
Okay. This brings to me to one more very interesting question. This is about the so-called generation, the Gen Z, the Gen Alpha, we call them now, right? These are very different, I think, even from what we were, and lot more different for as compared to what you were when you were teens, right? The generation has changed a lot, I think, due to a lot of exposure to content, social media, right? The times have changed. So what change in approach do you see that you have implemented at your organization, at your institute, to tackle these changing generations?
Now, first of all, I'll not agree to the change in the generation.
Okay.
They are still 13-year-olds.
Okay.
They are still 14-year-olds.
Hmm.
The only thing is they have been exposed to a little more of content
Yeah.
and a little more of distractions here and there.
Okay.
That is the only difference. And now they are exposed to so much of content and they try to imitate from here and there.
Right.
That is the only difference. Otherwise, when you sit and talk to them, they talk just like what you talked, or could be 10 years ago some other teen would have talked. So they are just like that. They are still lovable. They are still adorable. They are still full of energy.
Yeah.
The only thing is their training is going somewhere wrong because of the exposure. And you still see them cry. You still see them fight for small little things.
Yeah.
They are there exactly the same. I don't think they have changed. It's we are only looking at one aspect of them and trying to conclude that they have changed. They are still, I believe, 90% the same. It's
but
only
they've
that
become a little more smarter with the smartphones in hand.
they have become much more smarter.
Yeah.
And I believe that's not because of the smartphones.
Okay.
It's about the DNA that improves
Yeah.
in the next
Generations.
So no doubt they are much smarter than the previous ones.
Yeah.
But not the phones.
Not because of the phones. So they have become smarter,
Yes,
right?
yes. Very
so
much.
now as compared to when you started in the year 2000 and we are in 2024. So after 24 years, what approach do you think is ideal if you want to market to this generation? Have you changed your approach in marketing to this generation? And what should one look at changing in their marketing when they want to attract the current generation, the Gen Z and the Alpha?
See, as we discussed, everyone has that smartphone.
Yeah,
So that's the window to their brains.
correct.
So the best way to influence them
Yeah,
is through that window.
okay.
That will be the best. Your outdoor or doing big
Hoardings.
hoardings.
The traditional way how I think we used to do in those days.
Yes. That has changed.
Changed.
That doesn't help now.
Yeah,
Because even I feel when you put up a big hoarding, the person walking down, he's seeing his phone.
phone, I know.
So who is seeing the hoarding? So what's the point in So if you could reach them,
Yeah,
so branding is basically reminding ki you are there.
you're there. Yeah,
And that's the only thing. I don't expect someone to see there and come in and feel ki this is the right place to learn. For them to feel the right place to learn is the word of mouth. And that is the trust again.
correct.
Coming
That is
back
the
to
trust again. Absolutely.
So it's the word of mouth which gets you people. So this is where you show ki I'm there.
Yeah,
So that when they see and they see, oh, so they can ask.
हाँ मेरे फ्रेंड भी यही ब्रांड बोल रहा था, right?
So that's how it helps you the recall.
Yeah. So what you're trying to say is, if you are a brand in any industry, you need to be present. You need to be marketing at a place or at a platform where your customer is present,
Yes.
right?
That
and
makes all the
has
sense,
to
no?
change with the changing generations or the changing needs of changing content absorbing
Yes.
mindset of the generation, right?
Very right. Very right.
Okay.
So you need to understand the generation. You need to see what they are doing,
Right.
where you will be visible
Yeah.
the more.
Where they are spending their time the most.
Yes. So if they are spending their time on a certain platform,
Correct.
you need to understand that, realize that.
Agree.
Don't try to tell ki I put it here, see here. It doesn't work that way, no?
Then again, accounts वाले बाबू आएंगे तो बोलेंगे ROI नहीं आया.
That's true.
I know. So if we say from the 2000 to 2024, how has been the entire marketing mindset shift that you see in your organization or overall with the other brands in your industry? What is one mindset shift that you see? So we spoke that you need to be present at a platform where your audience is spending the most time. But apart from that, what is that one mindset change that you see in the industry relating to marketing?
It's going digital.
It's going digital, yeah.
It's going digital. And there are various platforms and various ways in which you can show.
Right.
So be smart enough. Try to understand that. Take that leverage.
Okay. But we have seen, sir, you also must have observed that today's generation is also trying to go away from certain platforms or certain digital mediums. So do you think the influence of social media is going to reduce in the future or it will stay?
No, the influence will not reduce.
Okay.
But then people will look into the quality at which your social media is, in which area you are playing.
Right.
So it's about your interest.
Right.
Once you feel ki this is the place where I'm wasting more time, I realize that, so slowly you'll try to curtail that.
Right.
But there will be places where you feel that you're investing time. So when you feel ki this is a place where I'm getting knowledge, where I'm getting more,
Correct.
that's the place where people will be there. Because they want something. You cannot fool people by gimmicks.
True.
If you are adding value to them, yes, they will like it. If you are eating away their time Today
They
or
won't.
tomorrow they'll realize it.
Yeah.
So it's just matter of time when people realize कि this platform मेरा टाइम वेस्ट हो रहा है,
Correct.
अब मुझे नहीं करना है,
नहीं करना है.
और यहाँ पे मुझे मिल रहा है,
Yeah.
तो आएंगे.
And they're very smart in analyzing that, right? And
Yes,
very
yes.
quick in making those decisions.
Decisions. They are very fast decision makers. That's the best thing about this generation.
Yeah.
They are quick and they are, as I said, they are bold. No, so they don't fear taking a decision. Wrong. So what?
So I think this is the one major shift that we see in the generation, that they don't fear taking the decision, right?
Yes. Yes.
I think this is the fear is what we had, right? कि ये decision लेंगे, अगर career में कुछ गलत हो गया तो लाइफ टाइम मुझे regret करना पड़ेगा. Versus today's generation, they are ready to take risks.
Yes. Earlier it was every decision was अगर नहीं हुआ
तो क्या?
अभी when they take decision ले लेते, देख लेते, नहीं तो और कुछ.
And I think they have figured out their ways कि मुझे मेरा decision right कैसे करना है.
And that's when the thing is, no, once they commit, no, as you said, कि they try to make it right.
They try to make it right, yeah. Yeah.
We were always dependent on the environment for things to happen.
Correct.
These people have that courage and that self-confidence.
True.
कि I'll make it right.
I'll make it right, yeah. Or I'll convince you that it is right.
Either ways.
So, sir, one, I think, very last question that I want to ask you is, so if I am a very young entrepreneur, right? Or if I am starting my new business, my startup journey after completing, say, 5, 6, 7 years working with any brand, now I want to start on my own. What is that one piece of advice you would like to give from your days in 2000 when you started? And that piece of advice is still relevant for today's entrepreneurs.
When people come to you with certain expectations,
Yeah.
obviously any business is a solution to a problem that they have.
Hmm.
So if you're giving a solution,
Hmm.
your business is running.
Correct.
So they have a problem, they have come to you, you're giving them a solution to it.
Correct.
Okay, whether it is education or any other
Any
business.
other. Yeah.
So you're giving them a solution. But now, along with that solution, how exactly are you giving the solution? How are
Okay.
you treating that?
Okay.
And how much way beyond are you going?
Hmm.
So it is not, education is not just a transaction.
Correct.
कि ये पैसा आया तो ये मैंने सिखा दिया.
That's it. वो नहीं
ये
चलेगा.
नहीं चलेगा. Please
Correct.
understand that. So how you go beyond,
Hmm.
how much that person values or what you have added value to their life. If you have added something to their life,
Yeah.
then it is a successful proposition.
Hmm.
No matter what amount of money you have got.
Correct.
But then that effect that you have created is a ripple effect,
Correct.
and that slowly trickles down.
Hmm.
It needs a little more patience.
Right.
It might not be day one.
Yeah.
It might not be day two. Take its own time.
Hmm.
Could be 2 years, 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah.
But then always see to it that you're going beyond that.
Hmm.
And if you get that happiness
Yeah.
in somebody else's achievement,
Okay.
you know, Ankit, on the day of the results,
Yeah.
when we used to see the
Results of our students.
of
Yes.
our students,
Correct.
you knew ki what was that scream and that shout that
Yes.
was there in the office,
Yes.
where each one was so happy
Correct.
for somebody else's result.
Right. Right. Right.
So once you get that feeling,
Feeling. Yeah.
then you are at the right place. Then you are in the right business.
True.
Then do this.
Then do this. Otherwise,
If
you're
you're-
just doing a transactional.
If you're looking at numbers and trying to be happy, it's not going to be long. Someday, it's
So I think two words that come to me from this is obviously solving the problems for your customers and adding value to their lives.
100.
I think these are the two core things that anyone who's starting now should keep in mind.
Solving a problem to anyone will do.
Yeah.
Adding
But how you are solving that problem
Yes.
and adding value to their
Yes,
lives.
Yes, these are two things. How that problem,
Especially in the service industry, right? Where there is no tangible product.
true.
Perfect. So, sir, before we close, I just have three very quick questions. Not questions, but three things that I have to ask you.
Okay.
Three things that your students have taught you in this 24, I think more than 24 years of journey.
What I've learned from students is love and respect
Okay.
are mutual.
Mm.
Only when you give it,
Okay.
you get it back.
Get it back. Yeah. Your journey of, I think, more than 25 years, what three things this journey has taught you? Starting Nayak's tutorials and now where you are in your journey.
See, one is commitment.
Okay.
Be true to your commitment.
Mm.
Second, be happy when others achieve.
Right.
So commitment, be happy when others achieve. And three, as I said, go beyond.
Go beyond. Yeah. Add more value to them.
Add more value.
Don't be just transactional.
Yes. As much as possible.
Perfect. And three things, or even I would say just one thing that you will never stop doing in your business or at Nayak's tutorials, or any entrepreneur should never stop doing that.
My passion to change lives of these small young kids,
Right.
to motivate them.
Yeah.
And that is what I want to keep on doing. That's my passion.
Okay.
And in the morning when I leave my house, I feel that I have something to do.
Two.
That's why I go there. Business happens. So the day you feel ki you don't feel like
Yeah.
doing this,
That's when you've
so
kind of
even
achieved
after
your,
so many years,
yeah.
when I get out, it's like, yes, today something.
It doesn't feel like a Monday blue.
No, never.
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 All right, sir. It's a wrap from my side. I think I've got a lot of takeaways from today's discussion with you. Two major takeaways for me was, one is add more value to your customers and building the right team with the right culture. I think that is crucially important for any business. I think there's no second thought, or there's no shortcut to it that you can achieve. These are my two concluding thoughts
Yes.
on
I would
today's
just
discussion.
change
Yeah.
that little.
Okay.
I don't say add value to your customers.
Mm-hmm.
They are not your customers.
Right.
They are a part of you.
Yeah.
So every child is a part of me.
True.
What I look at it is, would I have done this if it was my son or my daughter? If the answer is yes, I will do that.
Yeah.
So don't take them as customers. They are a part of you. So
Treat
if
them as your own kids.
as your own. That is where the whole it's again an emotional game.
Absolutely. So emotion, yes, it's an emotion, and which can never be replaced by technology or AI or how much ever advancements we have.
No. Just not possible. See, today we are doing this.
Yeah.
And even when we are talking, it's 1 hour.
Yeah.
And we are talking eye to eye.
Yeah.
And I think we can go on for another 1 hour.
Absolutely.
No, it's that emotional connect that we have.
100%.
That's making this happen.
And that's why I wanted to do this, the first episode with you.
Arre, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
It's been pleasure. It's been fantastic.
Yes.
I enjoyed this. And moreover, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Keep this up.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All the best.
So for me, this was just like those olden days where I still remember late evenings when we used to sit
That was
together and
fun.
discuss, right?
And
this
then
was that kind of a conversation.
We could and that's how it is, no?
Yeah.
Even today we can go for hours and hours and hours.
Absolutely.
We can.
Absolutely.
So that's the connect.
And I think the core here remains the same, that कि हमने हमारे ब्रांड के लिए कितना वैल्यू ऐड किया. The discussions I still remember in those days were the same, and even today, where we are trying to add value to the community of entrepreneurs or the education industry, right? How we can add value to them, how they can, navigate through those challenges.
Yes.
And I think this is going to be the game changer. Absolutely.
Surely, yes.
Thank you so much once again, Manoj sir, for coming over and sharing your time and your valuable
No,
insights.
you don't have to
of
thank me. It's
so many
my-
years.
It's my
It's been just
pleasure.
1 hour, but you've given them value of more than 25 years.
Once a teacher, always a teacher. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'll always like to share whatever I have with anyone, wherever it is.
Yes.
But then it was a privilege being here. Thank you once again for making this happen.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you and all the best.
Thank you.